We are back again with another episode of the Jasmine Burton Show, and this is the thing. So much happened last week, and some of it is going to be hilarious. Half of this recap, maybe even 75%, is going to be absolutely hilarious. And the other part, we have to get into the Epstein files because these people are crazy. And this last drop really illustrated, I think, how insane these people really are. Like, there were things in there that I didn't even think were humanly possible. And that's on me, right? Because they've showed us who they are. I should have known. Child, we're going to have to get into it. But let's get into the fun stuff first before we have to get into the serious stuff. The 68th annual Grammys happened last week, and Cher was tasked with presenting Record of the Year. And people were teasing her across the internet because instead of saying the winner was Kendrick Lamar and SZA for their song Luther, she awarded it to Luther Vandross.
Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross!
Immediately after, I feel like me and the audience had the same thought because the #1 search across Google was, is Luther Vandross even still alive? Also, Cher is 80 up there looking like she's 20. She doesn't know the terms. If I was her age and I saw Luther, I would have immediately started singing, 1,000 kisses from you is never too much. Like, Cher don't know. Cher don't know. Also, don't let this distract you from the most important question coming out of the Grammys. Who the fuck told Chappell Roan this was a good idea? DC is still completely covered in ice, which is cool because now the world actually gets to see live footage of our nation's capital ran by Donald Trump, aka hell, actually freezing over. Speaking of Satan, Trump is suing Trevor Noah over his Grammy joke about Epstein Island. He said,
"That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland," which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton, so...
The funniest part about this is that in order for a defamation suit to work, the information has to be a lie. We've already seen the photos of both of them at the island, so the best that Trump's lawyer can do is say, hey, this isn't true. Bill and I went on different weekends. William Stevenson was arrested and charged with killing his wife. Oh wait, let me say it in a way that will make the headline get more attention. Jill Biden's ex-husband was charged with the murder of his current wife. They had been divorced for over 50 years. So I think it's safe for us to stop bringing it up. I don't even claim the man that was inside of me 3 weeks ago, let alone a murderous husband that I was married to when my frontal lobe wasn't even fully developed. We need to let this narrative go. Democrats may no longer be bringing a knife to a gunfight. Texas redrew their district map so they can make it impossible to elect Democrats, and in response, California Supreme Court unanimously approved Gavin Newsom's ability to do the same. Trump administration deployed ICE in various cities to terrorize communities, and in response, Letitia James launched a team of legal observers to see if ICE is remaining inside the confines of the law. But the most Democratic win of them all is us finally getting Michael Rappaport out on traitors. Now, you can commiserate at home. Karen Huger is out of jail, and the first thing she did was drunk drive to her interview with Andy Cohen. When discussing the night, she said,
The drink never called me. It didn't call me that night.
and I was like, well, baby, was it texting you? Did Amazon overnight it to your front door? And Karen said,
I had 2 DUIs, not 4.
Okay.
Let's be clear. There were 4 incidents
Okay.
involving alcohol.
that distinction feels like when a man says, let's be clear, I didn't have sex with 4 women, I had sex with 2, and the others just sucked my dick. Bad Bunny, Grammy Award winning, panty dropping, Puerto Rican prince, Latin music overlord, fashion forward corset crusader, Kardashian and co, heartbreaker, certified snack, and cha-cha chart topper extraordinaire is now a Super Bowl halftime show headliner. Look at this clip of him performing.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias.
I need to go get my underwear. Hold on. Back. Okay. When we talk about impact, generational change, innovation, you must think about Bad Bunny. His impact isn't just about hit songs, it's a cultural watershed. He has taken music rooted in Puerto Rico and Latin America and made it a global force without diluting its identity, showing that you don't have to sing in English to dominate. His albums consistently top global charts, and he just made history by winning Album of the Year at the Grammys with an all-Spanish project. Listen, I don't speak a lick of Spanish, but I saw him at Nat Stadium when he was performing in the US. And I was in there like, Titi me preguntó, mucha novia, mucha novia. And then he dropped his second album. I had to go learn more Spanish. I was hitting the Latin homies like, help me out. I was in Duolingo like, let me figure it out because I need to know the words. I was in there. I don't even know what he's saying. Bad Bunny can literally say, I'm murdering my mom. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I'd be in there throwing my hips, shaking the ass I don't got because I love Bad Bunny. This accomplishment in itself symbolizes how Spanish language music now competes at the highest levels of global pop culture. And on another note, do y'all remember when they first announced that Bad Bunny was going to headline the Super Bowl and Trump was like, okay, if you want to do that, I'm going to send ICE to the Super Bowl. And just like I suspected, that was actually the dumbest thing in the world. That was just an obvious intimidation tactic. Undocumented immigrants are not going to the Super Bowl. Regular Americans aren't going to the Super Bowl. Who has $5,000? I know I don't. I know you don't. And that's the cheapest ticket. Most tickets are between $5K and $15K, and that takes you, me, and Sally Mae out the running for tickets. We ain't going. I can't afford a ticket, you can't afford a ticket, and a documented immigrant can't afford a ticket. None of us finna be there. Who ICE gonna get? Who is ICE going to get at the Super Bowl in San Francisco? Who? J-Lo? Mark Anthony? They wasn't finna get nobody, bro. Cause who gonna be there? That's the first question black people ask. Who gonna be there? None of us. Anyways, Bad Bunny. Hit my line. I'm gonna learn a little Spanish for you. I was just in Puerto Rico. I was at the Pinchos eating piñones. Oh wait, no. I was at the Piñones eating pinchos. Listen, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, okay? Hit me up. How the hell are there 32 teams in the NFL and only 3 black head coaches? And you might be like, well, what do you know about sports? Trust me, I know ball. Haley Stanfield's boyfriend throws the ball. Sierra's husband also throws the ball. Cardi B's boyfriend catches the ball. Normani's husband also catches the ball. And Taylor Swift's boyfriend tackles people. Simone Biles' husband tackles people too. And I watch like a cuck. But back to the matter at hand. There are now only 3 black head coaches. Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets, Todd Bowles with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and DeMeco Ryans with the Houston Texans. 10 teams had head coaching vacancies this year, and none of them were filled by black head coaches. The Buffalo Bills got filled by Joe Brady. The Pittsburgh Steelers got filled by Mike McCarthy. The Baltimore Ravens got filled by Jesse Minter. The Atlanta Falcons got filled by Kevin Stefanski. The Miami Dolphins got filled by Jeff Hafley. The Cleveland Browns got filled by Todd Monken. The New York Giants got filled by John Harbaugh. The Las Vegas Raiders got filled by Clint Kubiak. The Arizona Cardinals got filled by Mike Flauffler. Okay, listen, all these white people got weird names. And the Tennessee Titans got filled by Robert Saleh. And you might be thinking, well, Robert Saleh is Dominican. So that doesn't mean, well, it depends on the Dominican. You know, maybe they want to be black, maybe they don't. Maybe it's Maybelline. But the NFL only has 3 black head coaches, but make up the majority of the players in the NFL. About 53 to 54% of active NFL players are reported to be black. And black players are significantly overrepresented compared to the US population, where black Americans make up roughly 13 to 14%. So once again, how the hell are there 32 teams in the NFL and only 3 black head coaches? The Michigan coach done hailed Shorty at Butterknife Point, and now the black head coach isn't gonna get a job for the foreseeable future, and that's the impact we're talking about. Not to mention, there are 0 black majority owners in the NFL. So despite the fact that the black athletes make up the majority of NFL players, there are still no NFL teams where the majority owner is black, and there has never been in the league's history. All of this becomes less shocking once I accept the fact that the NFL was designed to mimic the slave trade. Black bodies generating enormous wealth while control, ownership, and decision-making remain overwhelmingly white. Black physical labor has been commodified, evaluated, traded, discarded, while leadership and authority were systematically withheld. And in the NFL, black players are drafted, traded, franchised, cut, injured in service of multi-million-dollar machines. Yet when it comes time to hand out real power, head coaching, front office control, long-term institutional trust, that pipeline mysteriously dries up. The issue isn't that white coaches exist. It's that an industry built primarily on black labor still defaults to white leadership, as if intelligence, discipline, and authority somehow change color once the headset goes on. Are y'all hearing me? I don't care that the Super Bowl halftime performers have been amazing these past few years either. Y'all ain't with Bad Bunny, Kendrick, Rihanna, but it's time to actually start filling the positions that truly matter with black bodies. Keep that Super Bowl halftime performer a minority. Keep Bad Bunny. Bring Rihanna back. I don't care. I'm still waiting on Lil Wayne to get his day. I'm still waiting on that. But also, head coaches, owners, people in actual decision-making positions of power. Can we lock in? I'm tired. As an American, I've been so curious to know what other countries are thinking about us. Like in the media, America is known for villainizing the Middle East, making Africa look poor, making third world countries look lawless. But I wonder how we look. So I dug. And I found out that people do in fact think America is insane. And rightfully so. Usually when countries are portrayed horribly, it's rooted in racism, bias, classism, all the other isms. But the way that America is being portrayed right now is completely rooted in fact. And if we want to get into the specifics, according to the most recent drop of the Epstein files, our country is being ran by a man that finger tests 11-year-olds' tightness with his fingers at child auctions. A man that has an insurmountable amount of evidence against him confirming that he rapes of age women and underage women. A man that is in close proximity and association and friendship to a man and group of people that ate children. And in the documents released on January 30th, he was mentioned more than 1,000 times. And that's just the documents that were released on the 30th. What about the files before that? What about the files after that? And when asked about it, Trump said,
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else, really. Now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people.
No. There are allegations in there claiming that you are all performing rituals where you ate children and you are the sitting president of the United States. People have been impeached for way less, and I promise you, we aren't going to move on. Andrew Johnson was impeached for firing his Secretary of War without Senate approval. Nixon was almost impeached for breaking into the DNC headquarters at the Watergate complex to bug phones and steal documents. Bill Clinton was impeached for lying under oath about his relationship with Monica Lewinsky during a civil lawsuit. We have nothing but time to seek vengeance for what you did to these girls. And like I said, people have been impeached for way less. You overturned a Democratic election that you lost, pressured officials to find votes, faced multiple indictments related to classified documents and financial misconduct, cut funding from news outlets that speak out against you, ignored orders from federal judges, including an order telling you to not deport hundreds of Venezuelan immigrants, and then kidnap their president. America is exactly what they say we are. This isn't about hating America. It's about refusing to lie to ourselves about what we become. Do you know how sick I get every month realizing that I have to pay taxes here? And that no matter how many protests I go out to, no matter how many petitions I sign, no matter how many members of Congress I call, no matter how many people I speak to, no matter how many organizations I donate to, my tax dollars are going to a government that is funding a genocide. My tax dollars are going to a government that is complicit in having sex with little girls and boys. My tax dollars are complicit to trying to terrorize Greenland. People are leaving the United States because they can't physically live here anymore because of no matter how many acts of rebellion we participate in, we are still moderately complicit every time they take money out of our checks. Do you know how much that sickens me? If there was a Democratic president that had these allegations, I promise you I would leave. Everyone keeps bringing up Bill Clinton. He ain't the president no more. If he was, we would have a problem. It's up for everybody on that list that was a part of the horror done to these kids. If you see the photos, them tying little girls up, them tying little boys up, them putting children and freezing them in the shape of a chicken so that they look the same next to them in the freezer. What have we become? To the point where this is a conversation, and then to say with your chest, can we just move on? No, we can't let things like this become normal. I know in America, we're so used to tragedy happens every day. It's tough to even record videos in advance because of all of the things that happen. It's too much. But this, we can never get accustomed to this. We can absolutely never get accustomed to this. It's sick. And the more files that come out, the sicker it gets. And it makes you wonder, what is redacted? There's so much we can't see. Those black blurbs, it's like, what? What is behind that redaction? Whose name is that? What photo is that? Whose face is that? It's too much. He needs to get on up and out of office. And one thing we can do is in 2026, pull up and vote. Because if we vote and flip the House and Senate, he can get impeached. We can kick his butt out because he has to go. This is not okay. And we can never get used to it.